Hey everyone, we are live with Bangin Beer's podcast episode. 20. I think 20.
We're up at 20.
I think it's 20.
Yeah.
We here with Scott Sharp. Scott Sharp actually went into Appalachian Brewing Company in Harrisburg, and he brought us a crazy lineup. So thank you so much for bringing it to the show. Before we start, I want to get this out of the way real quick. We were at a wrestling show last night in PPW. If my voice is a little shot, I was screaming a lot and heckling and having fun. And then we went and did karaoke, which I decided I was going to be an idiot once again. And so my voice is a little hoarse right now. But we have these two amazing salsas. They are a barbecue salsa. When we tried them, one of the reviews from Heidi was she likes it, but not so much with a chip. This would be more better food, like a chicken or a hot dog or a burger. Oh, cool. I like it with chip as well. We did a little live video with them last night. You know me, I'm not a hot guy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better because I'm trying to work up to that Hotheads episode. But these guys make a salsa. They also do on their website. All the links are in the description below as well. They do Italian like spaghetti sauce as well, like a pasta sauce or something like that. Cool. Yeah. But this is their barbecue salsa series. But they have a hot and a mild. Hot is hot. Not gonna lie. I can handle it, so maybe it's not too bad. But
it's not extremely.
But it's very tasty. So if you guys want, we'll each do a.
And where is it from?
They are out of. I believe it's out of Pennsylvania. He said they're about 40 minutes away. I could be wrong.
I'm kind of psyched to actually try this because
Gumbus salsa.
So that's the mild. The milds. No, it's a very. How did you describe it? It's a sweet hot.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay.
All right, I'm not gonna do a full chip. So
cool. Thank you.
Yeah, and then
go ahead.
They're out of Lebanon, PA.
Oh, good.
Give me a chip.
Hand me a chip there.
Would you go first?
I just did the hot again.
Yeah, it is a sweet hot. I
sweet.
like that.
So we're gonna be plugging them for the next 2 weeks. So in the link in the description below is the link to their Facebook page as well as their website where you can order some.
That's good.
Yeah, they're really tasty.
Really tasty.
Yeah, it's Goombas, Goomba, yeah, like a Goomba, mild barbecue and hot salsa. So great job, guys. Very, very tasty. Flavors really high profile flavor.
It's a different salsa taste. It's with the barbecue it gives it a different taste.
Yeah, the barbecue is different. I definitely want to try it. We're gonna Heidi said she's gonna put some on a chicken. She's gonna make chicken this week and put it on some chicken.
Oh,
and I think it'd be good with hot dogs too.
Yeah.
You said you can only get it online.
Mm-hmm. And they'll ship it right to you. Well, not only online. They're actually working on getting they're in some grocery stores, but they're also working on getting nationalized. So they're going to be in a lot of different grocery stores.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Cool.
And we're working something out in the process of them right now. Where we're going to do a podcast with them. We're probably going to go to them.
Oh, cool.
And work some out and talk to them. They start just like us. Like they started out in the kitchen and just kept grinding, and now they're selling their sauces in national stores. So I like that grind. I like that. I like that work ethic.
Well,
so
look where you're coming from then too.
Yeah,
in the kitchen as well.
Yep.
So
So when people, I always joke around saying I'm in the kitchen, but hopefully one day we'll be in a studio, and all the people who are like, oh, that fucking podcast, they were in the kitchen. Like now we're not. Look, I don't know. Whoever's vibrating, we gotta kill that.
Just make sure.
All right, so we got our first beer. I already took a sip of it because I needed a little bit with that hot sauce, the hot salsa. So all these beers, like I said, are all from Appalachian. First one we're going to do is we actually had this one on the podcast on Facebook.
We had it during the pay-per-view of Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank, yeah. I actually enjoyed it then. I still enjoy it now.
Yeah.
I gave it a 3.5 when I had it. I think it's still right there. Did you pick up or did you download Untapped yet?
I actually did.
Are we friends yet?
I don't know how to do that.
I gave
What
it.
is wrong with you, Sharpie? We gotta take you through the mud, man.
All right. Well, Ben's gonna. Yeah, we're gonna find out real quick. I know we're looking at our phones and it's terrible, but we're gonna get his name real quick for everybody so they can add Sharpie. I have some friend requests too. Ben Klein just added me. Cool.
Oh, cool.
All right. So what's your screen name on there? Ben, help him out.
Okay, let's see here.
So you're gonna go down.
We're gonna go with the profile. So it's Sharp Cat 79.
Sharp Cat.
That's an old school name. That's breaking out like
That's
elementary school.
No, that's high school.
High school, man. Sharp Cat. Sounds like SWAT cats, man. I don't know. You must have had the vibe for that.
Wait, hold on. I don't have any friends with that. How do I do this? Add?
Oh,
here we
it's
go.
a goofy way that you add friends into it. So like you
I got
see
it.
like
I got
okay.
I sent you a request.
Sharp Cat 79. We got him. There
Yep,
it is.
You see the little kid and the German Shepherd there. That's when you know when you got it right.
All right. So Argyle sweater. I'm going to keep it at a 3.5. I'm going to tag Ben, my dad, and the brand new acquired Sharp Cat.
After the show, I'll figure out how to get
Don't
everybody.
Yeah.
worry, we'll break you in. Don't worry, you're good.
I gave it a 3.25. This is, as Ben liked to say, this is one of those all day IPAs.
Yeah,
I can drink,
100%.
I can drink this probably all day. It's really good. Little citrusy, not extremely hoppy. Nice light finish. I like it. I like it.
Dave, if you're watching, can you do me a favor and can you send this link and tag the Goombas? Thank you. All right. Listen, I'm Italian. I can say that. It's one of our words, so I don't know if
I get that. I get that.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It feels really good on my hoarse throat. But yeah, we have a lineup today. I just keep looking at it. And it gets more and more daunting.
It's just like
This was one of the. I ended up having them make me a flight. I said to them, I don't know exactly what I want.
Because you're brand new to the beer game.
Yep.
Yeah.
I told them I do like IPAs. I'm not a big lager fan. So the waitress went, she put a flight together, and as she was doing that, the manager actually walked over and he said, hey, what are you guys up to? What he's like? And I'm like, I'm new to it. He's like, oh, I'll give you two samples of what I like. Okay, cool. I ended up getting two completely different types of what the flight gave me. And he said, I don't know if they bottled them yet. And they're actually two of the ones that we have here.
Nice.
Awesome. So this is actually
cool.
the manager's favorite beers.
Yep.
And which
Cool.
ones are they?
The one we just had,
Argyle sweater.
and the I think it was, no,
You remember what's on it?
Gravity Falls. I think
Gravity
it was.
Falls is right here.
Oh,
That's the Brute IPA.
Those two
Oh.
were my absolute top favorites. They're what we consider an all-day beer.
Yeah. Now, is the manager? Is he also a brewer there, or he just manages the restaurant bar?
I don't know. He didn't really reveal too much, but he was really cool.
Yeah.
He wasn't afraid to let an F-bomb fly as long as he was comfortable with who he was talking to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing too, and we always recommend to people, especially if they're new to the craft beer scene, that if you go in there and you tell them, "Hey, I'm not a craft beer drinker," this community of this knows that not a $6 beer isn't for everybody.
Yeah.
But the
Right.
people who are willing to pay it are like they're going to appreciate it. Like I went out the
definitely.
other night to the Griffin House in Pottsville to see Brandon Yeagley play.
Okay.
Awesome craft beer selection.
Oh, really?
Really, really good craft beer selection. It did not make our list before of craft beers in Pottsville.
Mhm.
So definitely add it. So if you're going to drink in Pottsville right now, you got, we're just going to redo the list again. You got the Griffin House, awesome selection. A lot of German beers.
Oh wow, you're even putting it up like number one.
It's
Not
it's
number one,
close,
but, like-
it's close. But they have really. I had this one called the Lexicor Devil. It was like a grapefruit IPA, very tasty. I don't remember.
cool.
I don't remember where it's from, but I tagged it. The Wheel. This is not in any order, but the
Yeah.
Wheel is really good.
Mm-hmm.
But they get a lot of the stuff you can get, that you can get mostly anywhere. Like they have like the Shandies and the Trogs and stuff.
I got you.
The Greystone. And they get some deep cuts. Sometimes they're a little more expensive, but you're going to get some pretty rare beers there.
It's
sometimes.
well worth it.
Yeah.
though.
And then obviously, the Hucklebucks has a really good selection of craft beers.
I've been hearing about Hucklebucks. That used to be like a mainstay for me, like on a Thursday night, and they always had a good craft beer
Yeah.
selection, and it's slightly cheap then too. So
Yeah, so definitely add the Griffin House to your list of craft beers because they do a great job. And Strikers does a good job with craft beers as well.
I never
cool.
realized there was that many places that actually served craft beer.
It's getting there. It's
Yeah,
growing.
Pick it up.
It's
slowly
growing.
but surely, but it's coming in like a huge wave
Mhm.
of sorts. But-
And they're starting to realize like, oh wow, some of these beers, like a lot of people think they kind of just take it for granted because when they drink beer, they drink beer. You know what I mean? So like you're gonna get a Miller Lite or like a Coors Light, you're gonna get that everywhere.
Mhm.
Some of these beers that like maybe I don't know about this lineup, but there may be a beer or two in here that once it's made and it's gone, or it's a seasonal. You're only gonna get it for one
I know
time.
They said that ginger beer was the end of their fall collection.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
So
cool.
this is like that's the cool thing about a lot of these beers. You'll try them and you'll fall in love with them and you'll never get it again.
Oh, definitely.
So, very very cool stuff there. I don't know what this. Oh, that's the hot sauce guy. All right. Let me get rid of those Facebooks. Alrighty. Yeah. So, what do we think?
I like it.
I like it too. It's a good starter beer for somebody that likes to do craft, and it hits all the elements like Tony Senior said about. So
It's hard to find the bottle opener on this table sometimes. Like look at it. Like right, it looks like a sweater, and then you just put it down, and it
Where did it
vanishes.
go?
It looks like a sticker.
it's camouflage.
Yeah.
It's good camouflage.
All right. So this is the Mountain Lager. Not
Oh,
a
boy.
lager fan.
Not a lager fan at all.
All right. So every time I get a lager, we compare it to Yingling.
Mhm.
That's our hometown beer. So and it's steep competition. I know a lot of locals are like, well, we don't like. I like Yingling.
Mhm.
I already got the beer burps. So once again, we do cross contaminate because we're not professionals.
I've had this before.
We're
Apparently, twice.
we're Neanderthals when it
Yeah,
comes to
we
it.
just go. We might rinse when we get to like a porter or something. I think there's one in there. Or no, there's not.
It's
A
funny.
Bach. We have a Bach.
It's funny because I actually tried a porter yesterday. It was from Manayunk, and it was a porter, and they label it as a stout at Uno's grill, and they're like, "There's no real difference between a stout and a porter," and I'm like, "Well, let me figure it out. Let me see what it is." The difference between a stout and a porter, they actually use unroasted barley in the actual porter, and then stouts they use the roasted. It's a roasted malt. No, the malt. It's the malt. The roasted malt, and then they do. I forget what it is, but I know it's one's roasted, one's not. That's the difference between a porter and a stout. So, if
Okay.
you're ever wondering, there is a difference.
So this is a 5.3, 24 IBU. 11 check-ins from friends. It gets about a 3.09. The average check-in is about 3.3. So let's see what we got here. Mountain Lager. You're gonna have to type in Mountain Lager and then Appalachian. Oh boy.
I gotta say it does not taste like a lager. at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
It has like a sweetness to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's actually very sweet.
One of my favorite lagers in recent times when we went to the Retro Lovely Ball with Michael Band's Retro Lovely magazine.
Mhm.
Liquid Noise. They're a brewing company coming in Harrisburg soon.
Yeah,
They-
that area. Yeah.
They had a lager on tap there that day. It's phenomenal. Very good lager.
You were hammering that down all night.
I had about over 10.
Well, I know for me not being a big lager fan at all, this is very sweet.
It's a
very
sweet
smooth.
lager.
Yeah, it's a sweet lager.
I
Not bad.
would at least give it a straight 3.
It doesn't have like
It's different.
like that lager aftertaste to it too. It finishes off clean then too.
Yep.
Brewed with barley, hopes and dreams. Barley, hops, yeast, and Appalachian spring water. That's interesting. Now we also that sweetness could be the last beer in our glass. I don't know.
That could be true too.
I don't know.
Yeah, that could be.
I
very
smell the
true.
sweetness, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's a sweet. It's on the sweet side.
It's
Sweeter
like
than
like a
than
sweet
normal.
biscuit.
Yeah, sweeter than a normal lager. I gave it a 3.25.
That's an all day beer again.
Yeah, that's another good introductory
It's a
one.
nice-
If you don't want something, like
I was
Coors Light or
actually
anything.
afraid to try that one when I first got it. I'm like,
I'm going to tell you
Yeah.
right now.
It's not
never
overly
be
sweet.
afraid to try anything.
All right, so
If it's out your wheelhouse.
It's not
whatever.
overly sweet. I don't want to let anybody think it's a.
no,
it's
not at all.
a lot of your Leinenkugels are really sweet.
Yeah.
It's not like a Leinenkugel
Hmm.
sweet. It's on the sweet side for a lager. It's a little on the sweet side.
Yeah. Now, on your scale, on Untapped, when a 5 obviously is perfect, which is really hard to do.
Mhm.
For me, unless you tell me like I'm making a chocolate peanut butter with caramel and roasted cherries or
And you
roasted,
taste
and I
everything.
can get every single profile in there.
You're going to get that.
You're getting the 5. What is your average beer like score?
Okay, well, since I'm kind of like on like the other half high and like I like
Would
their
3 be
beers,
in the middle?
I would say 3 would be a middle for me.
Yeah.
Like that would be like a low score, but like you have to be really shitty to be
And like a
2.5, 1.5.
Yeah, if you're giving someone like a 2 or a 1, you're like, I did not enjoy this.
Wow.
3.25 is your slightly above average.
That's about
And then
that, yeah.
like a 3.25 for me, a 3.5 is me telling people like I would definitely try this.
Like
Yeah.
that's gonna be like a good drinking beer. Yes, that's
Mhm.
100%.
3.5 and above, I'd order if I saw it on the menu.
I would give this another 3.5. I would recommend this to people, especially if you're a lager fan. It's interesting. It's a cool,
Yeah,
it's a cool beer.
3.25 to 3.5. I would order this off the menu if I walked in. I'm probably around my average score is around 3.25.
Yeah, same here.
Fair enough.
I don't think I've given any craft beer lower than a 2.75 or a 2.5 rating.
I got you. Yeah.
No, I've
I
done some.
It wasn't a craft. I gave
yeah.
someone a 1, and that was the Steel Reserve. Oh,
early on in my Untapped days when I was drinking more domestics and stuff, I probably gave it
I ended
a
up
1
just giving my first
1.5.
2.7
Oh wow.
on there was a Hudson Valley lager.
really?
And
Oh, you didn't like
I
that?
did not like
Oh,
Wow.
boy!
Wow.
Wow.
First shot across the bow.
Oh no, I'm a Hudson Valley fan.
Look at it this way. If you try it,
Did we try the Hudson Valley Lager yet?
I don't think we did.
I still have 1 can left.
I think there might be one in there.
Yeah.
We'll check later. We'll check later.
We'll check later. Yeah.
Because I remember you told me Hudson Valley made a lager. I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah, because they made it with Three's Brewing Company, and they made like some other like it was really odd it's very odd for them to make like collaboration beers.
Speaking of 5s, I had an oatmeal stout last night. I love stouts.
Mm-hmm. That Guinness one.
Guinness the regular stout. I would give 4.75 to a 5. The other one that I really rate high up is the left-handed milk stout.
Yeah,
that's really good. And then I had one last night at Bethlehem Brewing Company. Their stout, their oatmeal stout was phenomenal.
It was stellar.
Yeah, stellar. And I gave it a 4.25 or something like that. I forget.
Oh wow.
But their oatmeal stout was
Nice.
really good.
So when you go to Appalachian, Scott, what's the environment look like? What's the atmosphere? The atmosphere.
It's very relaxing. You walk in, it has like I don't want to say a darkness, but a nice
Ambient.
relaxing feeling. As soon as you walk in, you
ambiance.
Yes, you
There
get
we go,
greeted
sorry.
by people that are just very polite. They're people, not upright.
That's got a dank smell.
Which one's that one?
The Brute.
Oh, the Brute. That's the one that you
I
like.
did not try that one.
Oh, you didn't?
No, that's
When
not
you crack a
Gravity
beer
Falls.
open, it kind of smells like weed.
That's not Gravity Falls, is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Like Chesterfield to me has a little, like I call it dank just because it kind of has like, someone smoking weed over there? Smell.
Yeah. I had last night I had the mango Kush from what the hell is it?
Mango Kush.
Yeah.
Yo.
I'll tell you what it was in a second.
Yo.
The Fort from Sweetwater Brewing Company, 420 strain mango Kush wheat ale
Where'd you get that at?
in Bethlehem.
They should have brought some back.
Yeah, that would have been a cool one to do.
Yeah. We already did. We already have hemp tails. You ever have hemp tails?
I did. I didn't. This
Didn't
Sweetwater.
You didn't give not a good review at all.
No, I gave that a 2. I didn't care for it.
Oh, really?
I didn't care for it. The infused
Hemp.
infused is just not it.
It's not
It
selling
just
you.
gives it an odor that I don't care for,
I love
and it
it.
gives it a taste. You couldn't taste any mango in it.
Really?
Yeah,
So-
I didn't care for it.
So if you're looking for a hemp infused beer, I'm telling you, the Cake Stand has been getting it more and more and more. They have it cold, they have it warm. You can buy it singles, you can buy it by the can.
That
It's a
hemp
big
tails.
can. The hemp tails.
pounder.
I'm
yeah.
telling you, it is a sweet and like you can probably put it in the girl beer category because it's really, really light. It's really, really sweet. It tastes like you're drinking ginger ale.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. I actually have.
You
it,
open
too.
a can and it smells like you just lit a bowl, right?
Yeah.
But you're
It's
just-
a different kind of drunk. I'm not like when you start drinking, like, because we did an interview and we drank 3 cans of it, just two people, and they're big cans. We tried all three, and
32-ounce cans.
it honestly it felt like a drunk mixed with like a CBD feeling, because I take CBD for joint pain and for my anxiety and stuff like that, and the CBD's really been helping.
That's pretty
Maybe
cool.
the CBD in my system mixed with the hemp. I don't know. I'm
And
not
the
a
alcohol,
I'm not a
too.
scientist, but it wasn't like a drunk feeling. It was more like it was a good feeling.
It was different.
It was different. Maybe I'm just a placebo effect. Who knows? But definitely try it out. Hemp tails. You can get at the
Dude,
cake stand.
if it works for you, it works for you.
It was-
That's how I feel.
And it's
about it.
delicious. It's a delicious beer.
Now I have a little bit left over. Who wants?
I got it. Go ahead. One of you guys. Give it to one guess.
Sharpie, you go. For
Let's see
it.
if I like it just as much as I
You
did
go.
the first
You go
time.
for it.
Yeah, it definitely has like
Not
that
bad.
dank smell.
Not bad.
So I went to too many games yesterday. It was
Hold on, let him
that's-
finish
Put it
Oh,
real
go
quick.
ahead. Oh, go ahead. You go ahead. You go ahead.
The
You
environment
do
at
your thing.
Appalachian. Sorry,
Environment at
we all
Appalachian.
kind of cut him off.
You
Sorry.
literally the host to the waitress to the manager, they're down to earth people. You can talk to them and they'll relate to you,
That's cool.
not worker customer. It's
Mm-hmm.
more of like they want to know you.
Like, hey, Sharpie, how you doing?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's a
Well, I mean,
very-
if a manager's walking up to you and having a conversation, that's a good
And-
business.
and sharing a beer with you.
Yes.
He's not just giving you a beer. He's having one with you.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very awesome atmosphere to just go to.
And another cool thing that I liked about your story is that you walked up to the waitress and said, "I'm brand new to the craft field." You gave her an idea what you liked, and she used her skills as a bartender who's been working there to put you together a flight that says, "Hey, I'm going to give you in your comfort zone, but I also want you to try something outside your comfort zone."
Yep. And I've only had maybe one, maybe two out of that flight that I was completely turned off to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what ones they were,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
but I completely was turned off. I took a sip and that was it. That was all of it.
Yeah.
The other ones, I would go at least half of it just so I can keep going.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, they were spot on down
Yeah.
there.
That's good.
That's how
And the food is phenomenal.
yeah.
The food is out of this world down there.
What did you get?
Believe it or not, it was just a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
A cheeseburger with I don't even remember what I had on it, but it was like they had different styles that you could get, and I forget the different names, and I got it.
Put it this way:
I don't remember what the name was, but it was a mix with a whole bunch of different more ingredients on top, and
Phenomenal burger.
yeah, just a burger.
I like when the breweries have a restaurant and they stick to like bar foods, but they gourmet it up a little bit.
Yep.
Like that's what Guinness did.
100%. I like that too.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want to go into a bar and get like, you know, an Italian
Shit
meal.
food,
You know what I
like
mean?
shit-
Like a full
Yeah.
course Italian meal.
Yeah.
Give me a burger, give me like a dog, give me a panini, like those small little bar food quick things where you still feel like you're in a bar, but it's a little classed up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's a
And
good,
that's almost exactly how you could describe this place.
Mhm.
It's a little bit of a classed up bar. You know, they have this nice big long L-shaped bar, and then behind each side, or behind the one side, you had all of their distilleries, and then you look through the other side.
do they
you
do
see the other ones.
tours?
I didn't ask, but I would assume they do,
Mhm.
because the place is fairly large.
Yeah. Now, if they have this many beers in bottle that you were able to grab and bring to us, which we're super grateful for, how many do they have on tap?
I would say probably at least 20.
A big tap system.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Very large, almost compared to Pizza Boy.
Oh wow. Wow. That's saying something too.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like when we tagged them for this episode, they're everywhere. They're like Harrisburg. Like I don't remember everything, but you have to tag it by the brewery. But wow, they're
Yeah, when
definitely
I looked them up, there was quite a few.
yeah. It's so good for you guys, Appalachian. I don't know if we talked about it in the last episode, and I know it's pretty much old news by now, but did you guys see that Sam Adams bought a brewery?
I seen that.
Yeah, they bought Dogfish Head.
Dogfish Head. Sam Adams Dogfish Head.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of glad
Saw
that
that.
they bought it, and in the regards like they're saying like we're gonna let them do their own thing pretty much.
We're gonna give them
Kinda like-
we're gonna give them Sam Adams money, but
Mhm.
keep doing Dogfish Head.
Yeah,
things.
so they're like this, but they're like they bring the defenses down. Hey, do your own thing.
And here's the thing: Samuel
rock and
Adams
roll.
travels very well across the country.
It does.
So if that's going to be like, hey, you can piggyback with us and get distribution, and we'll
my
get
God.
Dogfish Head in more places, that's good. That's good.
And don't forget, we had some Dogfish Head in here too.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
I'm a
And
Dogfish Head fan.
We actually had it with is it Dave Lorenzo?
Yep, the Super 8. I still
Yeah,
have.
that
I
was
still
that
have.
Super 8 Goza when we were trying to develop film. That was wild shit. I love that. I still love that episode.
I still have a
Did we have
can.
Dogfish Head that day?
Yeah,
He tried to
Yeah.
develop film.
he made film at a Dogfish Head Super 8.
Yeah,
Oh,
because of the
yeah,
Goza
I didn't
with the
realize it was
different
Dogfish
fruits.
Head.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it had the whole history, like
Yeah.
not the history, but like the ingredients where it was like they had it like with Kodak where you could actually develop film with beer.
you have to add some stuff to
Yeah,
it.
oh, of
Yeah.
course, of
You're
course.
not
But,
drinking fluid that's gonna harm
but still though, that's still pretty wild. Like if you have to if you get like 2 or 3 things and you
Yeah.
can develop film that way, that's pretty fucking wild in
Yeah.
my opinion.
I didn't realize that was Dogfish Head.
Dogfish.
Yeah.
I actually had Dogfish Head in Vegas.
Yeah, you were telling me that.
Yeah.
Oh, you were saying about the 120 minute they couldn't sell it for the life of them
Because no one knew what it was.
Yeah, because it was a fucking 18% beer.
Yeah.
It was just like it was off the wall, and
It's
you're
18,
like,
it's 18%, and
you're
it's
like-
not a dark beer.
and you're like, how much is that? You're like $4. What? Yeah.
All I
I
know
still
is
find
all
that
I know is
wild.
me and some guy from like North Dakota. I don't even know where he was from, but we sat in the MGM Grand and drank Dogfish Head 120, and we got smushed. He's like, I don't know who you are, kid, but that was the best decision. He became a craft beer fan that day
Spent $20 and fucking got hammered.
because you go to a casino in Vegas and a bottle of beer. Like a predetermined bottle, not these, but like the bigger, like I call them
like the aluminum ones.
the aluminum, the
Okay.
concert bottles.
The man can.
Mm-hmm.
They're like $8 a can, like a bottle. They're expensive, like they're up there, maybe even more. I could be lowballing it. It's just weird when you're from our area, School County, and a beer's like $1.75 or $1.50 a draft. You know what I mean? And then a craft may be like $4, $5, maybe $6. You know what I mean? Unless it's like really high end. But we're in Vegas, and I'm paying like $8, $9, $10 a beer everywhere I go for just domestic, like Yingling,
Wow.
or not even Yingling, because Yingling's not out there yet. Budweiser, Bud Light, Coors Light, Miller Light. That's all $9, $10 beer.
Oh my god.
Now for $9, $10 here, we can get really good beer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So-
It's
So I'm
Yeah.
out there, and I'm everywhere I go. I kind of peek in the cooler. You're not getting any craft. It just in the Vegas, they're not trying to push the craft beer
Not on
scene.
the strip.
Not on the
Because it's too
strip.
expensive.
Yeah, not on the
It's too
strip.
expensive.
Not in the casinos. They're not really pushing it super heavy. Where you find your craft beers in Vegas is they actually have their own craft beer like vendors and stands inside like casinos,
Mhm.
or you find like certain restaurants will carry a craft beer. So we're in the MGM Grand, which I did not expect to get a craft beer, and I was like, and I don't want to mix liquors because it's just Vegas is a big place. I don't want to get lost.
You don't want to get into that nonsense.
Yeah, you're in the regardless of you might be surrounded by lights and people and sound. You are in the middle of the desert. You know what I mean? So I walked in and I was just like, "Holy shit, you have Dogfish Head?" And they looked at me like, "How do you know what Dogfish Head is?" I'm like, "I'm from Pennsylvania. That Dogfish Head's Delaware."
Maryland.
I thought they were Maryland,
It's
Delaware.
either Delaware or Maryland.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, they're awesome. Like they're a really
Where's my
good beer.
phone?
And this guy next to me is like, what and I actually that day I walked around the Vegas Strip with my Yingling Lager t-shirt. And some people were like, Pennsylvania, baby. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was awesome.
That was cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
And then so I was walking around. Actually, it happened to me too on the Fremont Street. I was wearing my Crowbot shirt, and some guy's like, Crowbot, baby. I was like, where are you from? He goes, I'm from Texas, because that's at the time when Crowbot made their second album, they were living in Texas.
Oh wow.
And I was like, yo, dude, I know, like, I'm buddies with I love, like, Chris Bishop and Yeagley are awesome. And he's like, let's fucking know. Like, so I was in Vegas and someone noticed, like,
that's cool.
that kind of stuff is cool. But yeah, so this guy sitting next to me, sitting there drinking. He's like, what did you just buy? And I'm like, this is Dogfish Head 120. And it was a normal bottle. And they're like $4 a bottle, or like $3.70, like, because they said we can't sell it, so we're just trying to, and they had a bunch of it. And this guy was like, and I said to the guy, I'm like, that's like a $6-7 beer where I'm from. And he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, it's so Dogfish Head makes the 90.
They make
No, the 6 is it 60?
60, 90, and
120.
120.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is the 120. So this is the cream of the crop. Like, I don't know if you ever had
You're
I
Dogfish.
never had them. I've heard they're very
Dogfish had
delicious.
120.
I have an aged bottle. I'm nursing, like, it's about 3 years. I was with Rygon when I bought the bottle then
Really?
too. So
Dogfish had 120 that's like the Everclear of
16%.
craft.
Oh,
And it's smooth. And
It's
it will
dangerous.
It will kill you.
It was-
What kind is it?
It's like an IPA.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's dangerous.
It's a super strong IPA.
It's like the Darkwing Duck of like overproof or like over percentage beers.
Yeah, and
It's
it's not like you.
ridiculous.
It's not like you drink a quadruple IPA and it's like super boozy. It's nice. So I was drinking. He's like, and he goes to the bartender, goes, "How much is that?" And she goes, "Oh, this is like $3-4 a bottle." He's like, "I'll take one too." And he cracked it open. When I looked at him, like, drank it, and he goes, "Holy fuck!" And he's like, he goes, "That's good." I'm like, "You have no." I said, "You just paid half the price of your beer, and it's triple the alcohol content that you were drinking in your Bud Light, your Bud Light." And he goes, "What do you mean?" And we kind of talk. And I'm not an expert with craft beer, but I kind of
enough.
I gave him a little bit of a breakdown. He's like, "Holy fuck!" He drank one, and he drank the second one, and he's like, "Dude, I'm fucked right now." and I was like, "Yeah." And then
welcome to the craft beer world.
and then he started telling me like Vegas stories where he used to work for people, and he I don't want to tell too much of a story. I don't.
Yeah.
One day I get big, but
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
But he was telling me how he used to be like a marketing agent, and he left that job because he got a job being like walking up and trying to sign bands. But he realized the guy he worked for was like a straight up gangster, like a mobster.
Oh shit!
And he's like, "I didn't know how to quit the job because I didn't want to get killed." Like, it was like he told us 2 Dogfish had 120s. I'll learn the whole guy's life story. It was awesome.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, but that was my best Vegas story. I had that I have a sticker on the table from Sin City Brewing. It's good, but I'll tell you right now, like, you can definitely tell the difference between an East Coast beer and a West Coast beer due to the water source.
Mm-hmm.
Like Appalachian Brewing, this has a good taste because they're getting good water source.
Mm-hmm.
The water source makes a big difference. All right, so right now we're at
What was your take on that Gravity Falls?
I really liked it. I gave that, well, not really. It was probably the lowest reviewed so far. I gave that a 3.25. It's an IPA. It has I like the aroma of it.
I gave it a 3.5.
Did you really?
Yeah, I really enjoy that beer.
I liked it a lot. That's, once again, so far we're 3 out of 3 where I can drink these all day long. There's not one here so far where I'm like, I would have one and call it a day.
I would probably go to the lager and be like, I'll probably have 1 or 2 and that'll be it.
Yeah.
But the other 2 I could probably go all day.
Okay. So we're not quite out of focus yet because we still have 4 more beers to go.
That will
But
make
this
you
is
out of focus.
This is the out of focus double IPA.
I remember that was in my flight.
Oh, that's a little darker color.
That is a super strong beer, very hoppy.
Well, now you're super strong and our super strong, Scotty, are 2 different.
I know. But if I'm getting a very hoppy flavor out
All
of
right,
it,
so this for us on this show, this is an average beer. This is an 8.14. That's our playground on this episode.
I get it.
Dave said to me all the time, he goes, you fucked me up. I can't go to a bar and drink Miller Lite anymore because I can't get drunk on it. Because you fuckers got me drunk on 2. Yeah.
You know what's nice about it though? When you're out with friends that you don't hang out with a lot, and you're drinking Bud Light or Miller Lite, and you're having a bunch of them, and you're normal, and they're fucked up, they're like, "Man, you could fucking drink."
Yeah.
It's like
100%.
It's not that like
Hey, those 15% stouts make a fucking difference.
Yeah.
I could walk
pre-season.
into a bar and drink Miller Lite all night long, and I feel like I'm more hydrated before I walked in.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My pee is completely clear, like I'm.
This is good.
Yeah. All right, so this is the double.
This
Now,
is good.
Here's a crazy thing. So far, every bottle we opened has been some type of a lager, or either an IPA. We had 1 lager.
Mm-hmm.
When we started this show 19 episodes ago, to my left was a hatred of IPAs. Hatred.
I
Couldn't deal
remember
with
that.
IPA.
Ever since then, we kind of broke it. I think it was more
Created a monster.
we did a great introduction of like
Oh, wow.
good.
That's a good double.
IPAs.
Yeah.
That's a good double.
I'll tell you what, from the last time I had it to now, it has a lot better of a flavor.
Yeah.
It's not as pungent. I don't know if it's me that has changed or if
Probably.
it has changed because it's from a bottle.
Yeah.
Because I got it from a draft.
Draft is usually a lot. For me, a draft is I'll go draft before a bottle all day long.
It usually goes like this.
I
It
go
goes
bottle.
like cask because you're
I go
pumping it.
bottle.
Really?
Yeah.
Cask, draft, and then you go can, bottle, and that's how you would go about it.
Depending on
Like
depending on the
freshness
beer.
wise.
That's really good.
It is. That's awesome.
Really
That
good.
is pretty decent.
Here's a good way to determine I've learned how to determine with Ben how to determine single, double, triples, and he's wearing the shirt today. Who farted?
This is a shirt 2 or 3 years that I was literally searching for, and finally, Hoof Hard, it was like, you know what? We're making a whole bunch of T-shirts of all of our favorite beer. I had a Cowboy Conky Dong,
Yes.
but now I have the OG Conky Dong.
Yeah,
I
so
love it.
I had a conky dong, I've had a double conky dong, and I had the triple conky. The triple is like you drink it, it's like doing a shot. It's like poo, it's like very boozy. That's how I determine. Like that was my introduction to IPA, triple IPA, double IPA. You know what I mean?
Single, double, triple.
This is a very smooth double.
Yeah.
Yes, it really is. Yeah,
I
It's
still
slightly
I still only gave it a 2.75.
touch of sweet.
Yeah.
Because
Pick
it's
up a
not
touch of sweetness.
it's not my cup of tea.
Now let me go back to this real quick. I actually give this a 3.75, but I want to recheck this in real quick.
I gave
My
it a
voice is so
3.5.
fucked up right now. I'm so sorry, everybody.
For the guy who doesn't like IPAs, I gave it a 3.5.
Yeah, I only went to a 2.75 because it's not my
All right, so
normal.
Yep.
so for you, what you need to look at more right now is the IBU. So the last couple of beers we've had, you really like Argyle, right?
Mhm.
Or what was your favorite so far?
Gravity Falls.
Gravity Falls. Sorry, my voice is so beat up. I can hear it. So people are probably like, "Dude, you sound horrible." All right, so
I
20
think you
20
sound
IBU.
fine, man. I thought you.
So in my head, I sound horrible. So a Gravity Falls is a 20 IBU. All right. So the IBU. Now I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm not a genius when it comes to this. The IBU is the hop flavor. Like
Yes.
the higher the IBU, the more hoppy flavor you're gonna get.
Mhm.
And the bitterness, too.
So 20, if you really like that, that might be your IBU thresh point, where you're like, okay, that's the amount of hoppy flavor in a beer that I can withstand. So now this one, the out of focus, this is an 80 IBU,
Right.
so it has a lot higher hoppy.
Four
Now, like
times
this,
the
that would be a
hoppiness.
great starter for
Yeah,
me.
the Mountain Lager, now that's a 24, but it is also a lager style beer, so it has different ingredients.
Mhm.
So when you go to a lot of these different places, the Argyle Sweater doesn't have, it's an NA IBU, which means depending on the batch, it can change. I could be wrong on that as well, but like that yeah, like, see what I mean? Like Nimble Giant that I have in the fridge, which they're a 69 IBU. So your range might be like 20 to 30 in the IBU strain. You know what I mean? So that's something to keep an eye on. And then when you're like, oh man, I really like that. For me, the hoppiness was not something I enjoyed right away. And now I really like the higher IBU, I'm in. You know, so
Right.
that's something to keep an eye on. So you have your ABV, which is your alcohol content, and then your IBUs, which is your hop profile. Once again, I'm just a fucking idiot who drinks. I could be completely wrong, but that's
Hey, you're learning along as we're learning
Yeah.
along.
We'll do
rock and roll.
Barstool Sports esque.
yeah.
One bite.
Everybody
One
knows
bite.
rules.
Everybody knows the rules.
One bite every. All right, this is Goomba's barbecue. This is mild. One bite
One
everybody
bite.
knows rules.
Everybody knows the rules.
Slide another one down there.
Sure thing. Here, hang on. I'll.
I'll tell you what, this salsa is a good palate cleanser.
Yeah.
You know what?
can do
I
that.
actually want to take a.
Mild.
Yeah.
Mild is a lot more flavor. You're
I
gonna get
want
a
to take
lot
a
of.
nip of that.
You're gonna get a lot of
Is
flavor.
there
on
like
this.
whole corn
Nice,
chunks in that too?
Yeah.
There, I'm gonna get one more.
Goomba's out of Lebanon. One bite. I give this.
Oh man.
I give this.
Is,
wow.
is this out of 10 or
Scale of 1 to 10. I give
Barstool's out of 10?
Still slightly sweet,
Um,
but it's still pretty good. I like
I
that.
give the mild. I give the mild.
8.2.
7.7.
Wow.
That mild is
Solid 8 for
It's a
me.
lot better than the hot because
Yeah.
you get more flavor out of it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you
Yeah.
want something that has like a punch to it, but you still get a little bit of flavor.
I go higher. I go about an 8.4 on the hot.
Really?
I like that
pretty
hot.
good.
I like the hot.
I like that hot.
for me, I like the hot a lot too, and I'm not a hot guy, is because I don't like when someone's like, this is hot, and you take it, you're like, oh, it's battery acid. And you're like, but it's fucking hot. They're like, that's what we wanted. I'm like, no, like, let me at least taste something.
Yeah. Just that their hot has a good flavor. It has heat to it. Like I said earlier, it's almost like a sweet heat.
That's
Yes.
Here's a
really
fun,
good.
Here's a
Really
fun
good.
fact. That chip I ate when we started the episode was the first thing I ate today. So.
Oh, lucky you.
Hey, fun fact! I was eating some French toast on the way back here too.
Yeah.
I got it to go. I went to too many games yesterday.
I hope you didn't have syrup on it.
No, I didn't have syrup.
Oh,
that's,
no.
that's an interesting car ride.
Oh boy! Oh, I know where you're driving there. That's a stretch, but no.
Ooh, Arrowhead Bach.
Yeah, this is our first.
very interested. to
This is
try
our Bach. I like the artwork. It's like a crazy goat paraglide.
That's
I
what-
was
that's
actually
what the
led to this one.
What's that?
That one of the hosts, he said to me he really liked this one.
Cool.
All right.
I know, like the box are usually like a different style. Like whenever, like any more.
Yeah, little. Look at the bottle.
What?
Look at that.
Oh, little
Ooh.
topper, little nipper. But
All right.
every time, like now
That's a very
since
light colored
now
box.
since we're about like 20 shows in, what I usually like trying to do is try and do like different styles of beer besides like your IPA, stouts, sours, and like one thing that was like from Melted
Nice
Spectrum, they
aromas.
did what was called a Stein Beer, which they basically like heat up like extreme temperature, like rocks on extreme temperatures, and actually put it in with the actual beer itself. It gives it like more of like a caramely like taste to it. I still got a little bit. Whoever wants to,
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
but I always like researching different,
That's actually pretty good.
actually like researching different styles. So that
Multi.
it's not like the same three dominant,
Yep.
Styles. I always like
That actually.
just doing it in general because
It has a nice malty flavor to it.
I was gonna say it almost seems like syrup.
let me try that.
Almost feels like a borderline maple syrup type.
You know what? That smells like a pancake with maple syrup. Like when you smell it
It does.
too.
That has a very sweet flavor.
Yep.
But also,
That's like a
Mellow.
that's like bready as shit.
yeah.
That,
I like
that
that.
really breaks out the bready stuff then too. Oh, by the way, Tony, I'm gonna tell you, I actually found a guy that was selling like horror T-shirts at
Oh, yeah?
Too Many Games. I actually bought a Splatterhouse T-shirt for the first time.
Splatterhouse.
Splatterhouse is one of my favorite game franchises.
I like that.
So I'm actually gonna wear that on Wednesday then too.
Cool, cool.
Pitch the guy. I have his business card here.
I'll give that one like a 3.5. I really like that one.
I like this.
Dead End Threads.
And he has a Facebook.
Yeah, he has a Facebook.
Do you want this
back?
back?
Yeah. Well, I'll break it out,
Yeah.
later, like on the show. But yeah, he was a really cool guy. Like he does long sleeve and short and t-shirts then too. So like if you had like a style you wanted long sleeve, he'll do it for you. It's pretty cool. Splatterhouse shirt was bitching, by the way. It captured all the essence I wanted in a Splatterhouse t-shirt. I'm like, yo, we're gonna plug you on a show.
Can we change the order here?
Yeah.
All right. I want to save the ginger beer for last.
Oh, you bastard! You.
keep it
You want
in,
to try it now?
No, we're good.
keep it in the middle.
We'll
Keep it in the middle.
we'll keep it in the middle.
You can put it last. That's good.
There's a maple
are you-
brown ale here.
are you-
I'm guessing that's going to be on the sweet side.
So you're
That's the one that I think ended up spilling out, and I forget the name.
Not too thrilled
I
about
was
it.
not. That was the one that I tried at 2:00 in the morning.
Okay.
That one turned me off for the whole night and didn't want to wake up in the morning.
Well, then we'll do. I'm guess because we just kind of did a malty sweet. I'm guessing this maple brown ale is going to be on the sweet side. So
Yeah.
and then I don't want to go too extreme on the palate because
No,
it
it's a
might
good-
affect the rating.
That's a good call.
So we'll do the maple brown sweet next. The
If
maple
I
brown
believe-
ale. I don't know if it's going to be sweet.
Fair enough to get
I
out of the
believe
way.
that's a very
But
dark beer.
you see my thought process.
Yeah, yeah.
Fair enough.
I believe that's a
Nothing
very,
wrong with
very
that.
dark beer too.
Okay.
You should see this one, King Julius.
There you
Apparently, This is from Treehouse Brewing Company. Apparently, my one buddy that I actually bought
we'll do
the
the
Wolf
ginger in the
Prince
middle.
from.
I was very as soon as I
He
got
actually
it, I really want to
got King
Yeah.
Julius, and it's a 5.0.
But
It's
I
a
had
cool
to drive
can.
home.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they
So I'm
made it
like,
like luxurious.
I'll
pretty
save
much.
that one for the show.
It's like
Make-
a Bobby Roode can.
makes me wanna get
from
down to
NXT.
Harrisburg
It's
and
just like
try it.
glorious.
It makes me want to take a trip to Harrisburg.
Mm-hmm. And now you can go down there today, and they could have a whole different selection.
Mm-hmm.
It all depends on what they feel like bottling.
Yep.
And that's cool. You know what I mean? Like I like the fact that you're branching out, Sharpie, and just
I'm
like
actually going down to
showing-
Philly today for axe throwing,
Yo.
and
I did that in Vegas. Just do me a favor. Be very careful, because if you fuck up and miss, that shit will fly back at you.
oh yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they are sharp.
Sometimes it bounces back.
So Heidi, there's a video online where this girl throws one and she completely throws low because she doesn't release high, and it hits the corner of the wall and shot back, and she luckily moved, or she would have got an axe in the face.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
but supposedly there's a sports bar
yeah,
right next to this.
it's
place
awesome
where-
how they mix
Oh,
it with
wow.
alcohol. It's a great idea.
Where
Oh,
me and
absolutely. Absolutely.
Because when I did it in Vegas, I was hammered.
me and Jimmy are actually going down there together to do it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna stop at the sports bar right next to it and have some dinner beforehand. And
Yeah.
if they got anything special, maybe I'll bring some more back.
Cool.
Hey, why not?
Let me show you a funny video here real quick. Heidi already chimes from the other room. I hate you.
Are you
So-
gonna drink your beer or what?
Yeah, good call. All right, I'll drink that real quick.
He didn't even try it.
I know.
There was it's called Crime and Punishment Brewing Company in Philadelphia.
Okay.
That you
All right, so this is a lot lighter buck.
Yep.
I like it.
I see how you guys talk about the maple. I get that as well.
The maltiness.
Slightly maple. It's just more caramelized, in my opinion. That's
When I go back through my
that's-
Snapchat
good
stories
walk.
and I see my long hair, I miss it so much. All right, so this is Heidi throwing an axe. Ready? So the guy is not supervising us at all.
This is like let it rip.
Here's
Where
the
were
axe.
you at?
Go ahead.
Right? Yeah, he literally handed us sharp shit and just like throw it at a wall. And Heidi throws it, and you'll see her throw, and he yells a little lower or a little higher. And I'm like, a little higher. She almost hit the fucking ceiling. Oh, I just lost it. Fuck. Hold on. Someone talk.
You goof.
I'll share this on the Facebook
okay.
page too, so people know what I'm talking about. And Heidi will love that as well.
While he's doing this, I'm going to give a shameless plug
Go ahead.
that has nothing
Go
to do
for
with
it.
the beer podcast. But I was in Bethlehem over the weekend for biking with a group of friends. We stopped for lunch yesterday at the Gander Room, the Goose. And if you're in Bethlehem, downtown Bethlehem on the south side, you have to stop into this deli and order a sandwich. They are phenomenal.
Oh,
So the Gander Room, or also known as the Goose, it's made right there, made to order. They're phenomenal.
oh, here we go.
He let a little high. Look at her face, like I wasn't even close. I think she aimed for the higher one, and yeah, a little high.
Little high.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it was so much
All
fun.
right, there's my shameless plug.
That was me chucking an axe with my long pony man bun thing going on.
I'm sorry. I gotta say, I'm glad the long hair's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Heidi got a bullseye in this one. Look at she
Oh,
finally.
she's psyched as shit.
but,
She's
yeah,
so psyched.
but axe throwing's fun. This is the first person. It didn't stick. He had to actually like water it down. Like he had to like moisten up the wood a little bit, and it stuck better. But it was so much fun. Yeah, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, it's
We,
for
we
like
did
2
it at the
hours.
Ren Fair too.
They actually have like the one we were at. They had axes. They had javelins. Yeah, they had a whole bunch of shit. It was,
Oh,
and they have like you know how people
Sharp
play-
objects and alcohol. What
Yeah.
can possibly go wrong?
You know how some people, I walked it like, so when I was in Vegas, my first experience of it, I know I keep going back to it, but I wish I could live there. My first experience with it, we walked into like this little place on the strip, and they had like beer, and I had my beer, and I was like, oh, you want a beer? I'm like, I really want a beer. She's like, all right. So we bought a beer, and I'm kind of just standing there drinking it, and the guy's like, what are you doing? It's like, drinking my beer. He's like, get the fuck out. Like, he goes, you don't have to hang out here. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, as long as you don't have glass, you can walk up and down the strip and go in any casino with your beer. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah. I'm like, dude, I'm from Pennsylvania. All right, so I'm walking.
You're restricted. Yeah.
Unless you're at a block party, you can't be outside with your beer.
Yeah, and that's why at block parties, everyone's like, "This is fucking awesome."
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I'm outside with this. Like when places like we have a patio, you're like, I can see the sky and drink a beer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You only get to do that at home.
Yeah. Like when you're out in your yard. That's why people drink in their yard all the time. They're like, it's so good drinking a beer and look at the sky. But so we're walking up and down. So the first
doing that the other night.
Yeah. So the first time we walked down the strip, I was holding my beer and I'm like walking down like this is the great. and a cop on a bicycle comes screeching around the corner and I go.
yeah.
The open container
laws. Fucking great.
I couldn't break it.
You're like, cop.
Like, oh shit.
Literally full can. I'm holding it. I literally flipped it and went like this. And,
hey, how do you do, sir?
Hey, officer.
Oh, God.
I immediately start playing it cool, start walking straight. Like,
you weren't doing nothing wrong.
yeah. And then we were like, hey, do you want to go? And I probably look like such a douchebag in all my pictures. Like, she's like, yo, let's go to the Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. I was like,
Madame Tussauds.
Yeah, Madame Tussauds. I said it wrong. But I walked in, I'm like, can I take my beer in? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, cool. Because I love this fucking city. Yeah. I just bought like this huge like pony can of Bud Light. And I was like, good, because I didn't really want to chug this. And she's like, no, you can bring it in. So the whole time I'm like a Pennsylvania guy with a beer, like, I'm taking pictures with beer and wax. I was like a 3-year-old who never had a beer before. Like,
oh, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah. It's great. You can walk everywhere with a beer. It's great.
Wild.
As long as you stay on the strip.
Stay on the strip.
Yeah. If you leave the strip and you're
Fremont Street.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you leave the strip, it's then illegal.
Yes.
As long as you're on the strip.
Oh, man.
So you think here's the crazy thing. You think when you're on the strip, it's like the Wild West, and you're like, holy fuck, there's like street performers. You can walk around with beer. People are smoking pot. No one cares. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You think that's the Wild West? Then you go to Fremont Street and you're like, so Vegas is Vegas, and then the Fremont Street is like the Girardville St. Patty's Day parade every day.
Oh,
oh my God.
So like if everyone's like blood alcohol content on the strip is like a 2, everyone on Fremont Street is like a 35. Like it's like Mardi Gras, Vegas, and Schuylkill County in one location.
Vegas,
that's scary.
the Vegas Strip is fun, and you can have a good time, and
You're gonna walk a lot.
You'll walk around. You go into
You can work it off.
I won't like that then.
You go down to Fremont Street, down which that's the old strip. Years ago, that used to be the strip.
That was like the gangsters.
And then when the mob built Vegas, that was a strip. Now the new strip, they turned Fremont, the old strip, into an experience, and the older casinos are down there, but they covered the street
with a giant light board,
with a giant movie screen.
It's awesome.
Closed the street to traffic, so there's like 3 blocks where it's just in between, like 4 casinos are in that 3 blocks.
And in between those 3 blocks, on the very end, there's a stage where music is playing.
Music stage.
If that stage isn't going, then there's halfway down, there's another stage, and then another halfway down is another stage. So you could literally walk down and be like, oh, a DJ, fuck that. Oh, cool, a band. And you tuck in and you're listening to a band. And that band's like, we're done playing. Then you leave that band. So the way they work it is DJ, band, DJ.
Yeah.
So then you're like, whatever you want to listen to. Then you go to the band, and it's all cover bands, so they're going to play music you know. So then you walk like, oh, this band's over. Then you go right up the street to the other band, and you're right back into a concert experience for free.
Yeah. And plastic, no glass. There's bars right on the street, or you go into the casino and you get a beer. And if you go to come outside, because you can get a bottle of beer in the casino. If you go to come outside, there's plastic cups right at the doorway. And the security guard will just put it in a plastic cup and go.
And then there's bars.
And that's where the street performers are.
Yeah. Then there's bars on the outside of every casino, and there's girls like half naked dancing on top of the bars, like, hey, this is where the booze is.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, those street performers actually rent that space. If you like, we stayed down on Fremont Street when we were down.
I wish we would have done that.
And Fremont Street closes at 3:00 in the morning, and everything shuts down. And then they'll clean it up and sweep up, and
Do their
They
thing.
actually get scrubbers out and scrub the
wow.
street.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And it's nice. But you can see that they mark certain areas,
They're like little circles.
little circles, and these street performers register. I don't know if they have to pay anything, but they register to perform at that spot.
And they rotate every couple hours.
Almost sounds like a hooker corner.
It is.
It is. I mean, you'll get. I'm assuming they're stripper dancers on their night off from the stripper bar. They'll register to work at Fremont Street, and then you can get your picture taken with a girl she'll have pasties on and a G-string or a thong,
Or you'll have girls that are just like sexy cops.
Or whatever.
Or
the nuns.
on the flip side, then there's girls who are dressed as nuns. They're not as hot, but they dress as nuns and they have their tits hanging out with like cross pasties. So here's I hate to get off. So we're walking on the street and there's a girl dressed as Wonder Woman. Heidi can attest. She'll probably scream in. One of the hottest women I've ever seen in my entire life. Like she looked like she was made in a factory.
You got balls to say that with your wife in the house.
No, because she was even like, she nudged me like, holy fuck, look at Wonder Woman, right? Wonder Woman was literally, she had no one around her. Like she had the fucking bubonic plague. No one went near Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
3 circles down from Wonder Woman was a 400-pound woman in pasties and a diaper, naked, just dancing.
Yeah.
And she had 400 people around her having a blast.
What?
I swear to God.
Ew.
It was, dude, it's like a car accident. Like you're like, what the fuck is happening? And you're like, whoever
You kind of want to watch it.
Here.
Yeah,
you kind of want to watch it and see what happens.
it's the best experience.
But
Who's
the
gonna
reason
break
is,
a leg
the reason
first?
is,
Yeah.
you
Which
can,
hip is going to break?
and I hate to say it for these attractive young women that are down on Fremont Street trying to make a buck, but attractive young women are a dime a dozen in Vegas. 300-pound girl in granny panties and pasties on her big saggy titties are not a dime a dozen in Vegas, and you get half in the bag. And
Something.
who do you want to take? You're there with the guys, and they're saying, "I'll bet you a fucking shot. You won't get your picture taken with that. You're on. You can get your picture taken with the beautiful girl anywhere."
You got the fucking Michelin woman there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what it was like.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
crazy.
It was fucking awesome.
It's the greatest experience of all time.
We're
Then there's-
going off the rails.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, you got to go to Vegas. Everybody, go to Vegas.
Yeah, go to Vegas and go to Fremont. There's a guy who
If
literally
you gotta
has
go, let me know.
Yeah.
I'll go. Yeah.
I'll go with you. There's a guy who has a sign that says, if you pay me $20, you can kick me in the nuts. If I flinch, I'll give you back your 20.
Oh, that's gonna be a field goal punt right there.
Yo, I seen people, Ben, kick him in the nuts like they hated him. And he stands there.
Oh,
Whatever.
oh,
At one point I was like, stop it! Stop!
oh, that just makes me hurt.
And he'll stand there all day.
And
All
just
day.
get railed.
And just gets kicked in the dick. Then there's another guy, he says, for $5, you can put me in any pose, and I will stay like that until the next person puts me in the next pose.
Oh wow.
So he'll stand there, and somebody will walk up, put $5 in, and put his hands up, and he'll just flip off the crowd, and he'll stand like that until somebody else puts another.
Oh wow.
Then there's like a homeless guy that'll have a sign that just rents a circle, and it says, "I'm not here to bullshit you. I just want money for weed."
Yeah.
And he'll just sit there with his sign. It's amazing.
Honesty is the best policy.
Yeah. Then there's another homeless guy that was there. He said, and his sign was, "I'll babysit your wife while you go gamble." I high-fived him. But the reason they have the circle, I guess, because when they first started Fremont Street, these performers would just kind of walk around and harass people. But they won't engage you unless you enter their circle or you engage them.
Yeah.
But they can't leave their circle. Like if they're dancing, then they can kind of have a little more space and do their thing and dance. But they can't just free roam and do their thing and bother you.
They got to stay in their area.
Yeah.
Because they don't infringe on other people's areas that are trying to make a buck.
Yeah.
She must have
But
some pretty
they're
good
all over the
sidewalks.
place.
That's a smart option.
They're all over the place.
There was a dude dressed as like a devil, and he had like these giant fur pants on and these giant demon boots, like hoofs, and he looked like he was 8 feet tall, and he had a huge furry dick, and he had like his face all glammed up, and he literally walked around like Satan and danced. I danced with him for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
At a
He was
blast.
there. He was there when I was.
Yeah.
So was a girl, and so was a granny panty lady with the big saggy titties.
Awesome.
She was there too.
Yeah,
Because
so
he went at a
great.
different time of night.
Oh man.
All right, so what are we at here?
We're at the
Trailblazer.
maple brown.
All right,
ale.
so this is our first darker beer.
Mm.
I smelled it. I regret my pour.
I did not regret mine.
No.
Little bit.
It's good.
So
See,
this is
you kind of like that, like
Right.
oldie. No,
I don't like that.
you don't like
No,
it. You're just like
that literally. I gave that. I think a 2.
a 2.
A 2.
Yeah,
You know,
That is
you're
not
into the brown
Anywhere
ales.
near what I
expected it to be.
know.
It is what it is.
It almost like it's a maple infused coffee.
I get coffee all day long. I'm not gonna
And
lie.
it's like nope, flat out nope.
I'm not looking forward to this drink. All right. Anyone want to talk about something? Or like
There's
put along
actually
this?
there's actually no real coffee in it. I think it's just the roasted. The
Mhm.
roasted
the roasted malt.
taste.
Yeah,
gives it is gonna give you the impression it's a coffee flavor, but it's really not.
Yeah, to me, it tasted like it was almost like a maple infused coffee.
Mhm.
So we went to Uno's. Usually our tradition, I go over to my buddy in Lansdale, and we go to too many games. We like waltz around. We go to, I go to the dealers. We go to the arcade room, which is like free play all around. And then also he's like, "Hey Benno, guess what? I'm gonna show you this room then too. Here the
One
whole
bite everybody
separate
knows rules.
whole separate room is all tournament gaming. It was unreal. Oh man, he's just like nope.
Nope.
But it's all tournament gaming then too. And then they had like a whole section of like,
It's like old coffee. How do you enjoy that? It tastes like an old cup of coffee.
It's good.
I did not like that.
Sharpie
very much
didn't
at all.
like it. I'm in the middle.
All right.
I can take it or leave
I
it.
gave it a 3.
Real quick, I got to explain myself to Appalachian if they ever watch this. I don't hate your darker beers. I just don't like all dark beers.
He hates coffee.
To me, the heavy roast, it just tastes like old. All right, here's what happened to me. I'm traumatized since I'm a child. My mother likes to drink coffee, and she likes to leave old coffee
I thought it was
cups.
your grandmother.
Don't blame mom. Because
I thought it
you
was
used
your
to drink-
grandmother
you
that
used to
liked
drink
coffee.
like it was going out of style. with your
Yes.
grandma.
No, I'm saying my mother likes to leave old cups of coffee laying around.
Mhm.
And like you'll be in the bathroom getting ready for school, and there'll be like a cup of coffee that's been in there for like 2 hours. And then one day, as a joke, my buddy dared me, and I drank it, and that's what every dark beer tastes like an old stale cup of coffee. It's,
So like, what would happen if you had like a fresh cup of coffee then?
I don't know. So you know how like when people think like you go through like a traumatic, I'm gonna get really weird like Dr. Phil, but you know how
I
like
don't
when
care.
you know how when people think
Roll
like,
with it.
like you know how when people say like you go through a traumatic thing in your life and you suppress your memories and like you no longer like those things because it reminds you of something else. So when I was a kid, I was very, very attached to his mother.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember my memory of her. I have nothing, but I remember the love that we had for one another. Like we were super, 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 super close. So I used to wake up every morning and like do these certain tasks with her, like have a cup of coffee, do these certain things. The day she passed away, I hated every single thing that I used to do with her. It's like a weird, like, so my child brain, I feel like wired myself to no longer like that because I was upset she left.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of like sad and strange. But yeah, so
Goomba's hot.
yeah, I'm gonna definitely have one after that
Goomba's hot. Has
what
a nice
was
little
that?
kick to it.
Blaze.
Trailblazer.
But like you said, this is a very good palate cleanser.
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna check this one in, but I'm not gonna score it because I don't want to give them a bad score. For me, I'm just gonna put coffee in the flavor profile.
Coffee.
I gave it a 2 because it's something I still wouldn't say 100% no to, but give me in the right state of mind, I may take one.
I just got a bravo for a brown achievement.
Let
me get
that's an all dayer for me.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
Oh,
That's an all day beer
Wow.
for me.
psychopath.
That's interesting.
I'm indifferent about it. I'm in the middle of the road. I could take it or leave it.
If I turn to a hot sauce over a beer, there's something wrong.
Well, we're breaking you in, Tony.
Ooh, that
Was
was
this the one I was looking forward to?
Ooh, yes, it is.
Look at that.
ginger. Wow, that's really light. Oh, let me get rid of this water. My
Wow.
my coffee water.
Nice aroma to it.
Sorry.
Wow, that's like super.
Is this going to be like a Moscow Mule type?
Wow.
I don't know.
I don't know that.
I'm very eager to try it. This is my first try.
And what's this one called?
Ginger beer.
Ginger beer.
The ginger beer. 99 bottles, level 11 I'm up to.
All right, so this gets an average. So this is the
I
ABV
got a little bit more. Oh.
the ABV and IBU is an NA.
Ooh. I like the smell of it.
I can't even find them.
The
You gotta
ginger
go to the
is
second one down.
ridiculous.
Appalachian ginger.
Yeah,
Wow.
sometimes you have to put the name of the
Ginger's
beer in.
Revenge.
No, just ginger beer. Average is a 3.15. I had one friend drink this, which was
2018
Ben
Appalachian
Klein?
ginger.
Ben Klein had this as a sampling at the farm show, and he gave it a 3. So Ben, you
Oh
get
wow.
yeah.
Ginger beer. Wow, I like
Yeah,
the
very,
smell
very
of
unique
it.
smell.
That's like legitimate ginger right there.
It almost smells like an orange peel.
We had a ginger soda with Header that I wasn't a
Did
huge
you say
fan
with
of.
hair?
Header.
Oh, I thought you said hair. I'm like,
Yeah, Eddie Hedder's our
It's a
buddy who
nice
does
aroma.
things that weren't cool in high school and
He's the
Tornado Tech
wrestler.
podcast.
He's the wrestler.
oh, okay.
And your name's Sharpie. He started calling you Sour Sharpie.
He,
So, like-
he coined it. That's the guy.
Yeah, so
Works
that
for me.
he has a fake wrestling league with superstars in his name in his head with like awesome names, and you're Sour Sharpie. You're in it.
I don't know how.
Really? Get
Yeah.
out of here! Wow,
I
you're
don't
good
know
to
how
go,
the flavor
man.
profile got dark.
Huh?
I don't know how dark got into the flavor profile.
Is that dark?
Or heavy.
Wait, what? That'd
That's
be more
ridiculous.
hazy, cloudy than anything.
It smells like an incense to me.
Yeah, spicy. I can
I
see.
smell the
Yeah, with
a
the
little bit
ginger,
of,
absolutely.
orange peel.
All right. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not excited about this.
It's not bad.
Really?
Actually,
Yeah.
It's actually.
It
A
really
sweet-
isn't bad.
The
That's
super ginger smell is
put
like
it
it's
this
just,
way. It's
it's
a
a
palate
sweet-
cleanser.
it's
It
a
would be a
sweet
palate
ginger.
cleanser.
It's
I
a
really
sweet-
enjoy
It's
it.
a sweet ginger.
it tastes like
You're not a ginger guy then.
It almost tastes gritty.
Doesn't taste like coffee.
it's like perfume.
It has a gritty. It may sound stupid, a gritty flavor.
yeah. Doesn't taste like coffee.
All right, here's the thing. I love ginger ale because it's not really ginger. And when they make, they're like, "Oh, if you like ginger ale, you should try real ginger." And I'm like, "No, I like the fake shit."
I
You
like
know what I mean?
that. I'm actually going to give that like
They
a
make
4.
ginger candy. It's basically like a
Yeah.
gelatin candy,
Hate it.
and you chew it up and it gets spicy. I'm like, oh shit! Like I
Now
love
that
that
I'm-
flavor.
Now I'm getting the after flavor. I'll say spice.
I like that.
I'll
I
give it a
really
3.
do like that.
I gave it a 3.5.
I give it a 3.75. I
One
think that's-
thing I've noticed with Appalachian Brewing Company is everything they've made so far that we've tasted is on the sweet side,
Yeah.
but not as sweet as Lining.
Would anyone like the rest of this ginger?
Fuck it, I'll go with it. I like I'm a ginger ale type of guy because whenever I was
Because you have a ginger beard.
But yeah, the spicy,
Not just that.
the spicy
that.
end. I would say the spicy flavor comes from.
There's still some more in the bottle too. If anyone's interested.
Supposedly it's sweet and heavy. Like wow,
I don't find it heavy.
I don't find it heavy at all.
I enjoy it.
Seriously, that's like a good this is a good summer like July, August.
Yeah.
Here's a cool thing too. So we were telling the guys from Goombas. I said you should really bring your salsa to beer like Brewfest.
Yeah.
Your salsa will do very well at Brewfest. Like
Yeah,
maybe-
I like their salsa.
I'll
That's
tell you what.
very good.
After having a beer or two, this is a good hey, I'll go to a stand, try a salsa or a hot sauce or like
Yeah.
a pretzel
Mhm.
or like something like that and
Yes.
clear my palate.
Soft pretzel.
Yeah.
Have a soft pretzel with that.
yeah, that would be really good
Yeah,
on that.
That'll be bitching.
And I told these guys, I'm like, you should contact more breweries in your area, like Brewfest or like anywhere that like craft beer is being served, because this is a really good mix. Like I would literally have another jar of this because Dave has a case. So Dave, you're listening, bring another 2 jars because I think this is a good in between beer show.
That is I like that. 100%.
I don't like hot, but it's good in between your beers.
Like
Yeah.
your dad
Yeah.
said, it really cleans your whole palate. Even the mild will.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because it
definitely.
completely just changes everything up and smooths
Yeah.
yourself out.
And it's a different salsa than you've ever seen.
Because
it's
the
a
barbecue.
It's a barbecue salsa.
Yeah, because
it's like you guys were saying, it's a slightly sweeter, profile, but it's really nice.
Like
Something different.
you can. I'll say you can get by using it with chips.
Yeah.
Or tortilla chips.
Yeah.
But I think it would be best served
with food.
on a hamburger or a piece of chicken or a hot dog or something like that. But you can use it with the chip.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, here's the thing. The reason I think maybe Heidi was like, "Oh, I don't know how I feel about this," is because she was expecting salsa, and I didn't tell her barbecue.
Yes,
I think it's really good with chips.
Yeah,
I think, like I said, a soft pretzel.
Yeah,
I think a soft pretzel would be able to absorb some of the heat that it gives, and give a little more sweet. But yeah,
it provides an added dimension salsa doesn't provide. You're not going to put salsa on a hot dog or a hamburger.
Yeah.
No.
Where with this,
I would.
You would put salsa on. I would put that on a hamburger, hot dog, or a piece of chicken.
It, yeah.
That would be really good.
Yes.
Like a brat.
That's delicious.
I would say like a burger slider.
Oh my god! So on the can it says, "Hey Goomba, how you doing?
How you doing?"
Right. So when they were in the ring, right? So
they just threw caution to wind. Like
no,
what?
When they were in the ring, the guy got in the ring and he told his thing about the salsa. Now I knew because I'm a Facebook fan of PPW that in September Enzo and Cass are going to be there.
Yeah,
which
I did hear that.
So excited for. I'm buying a front row ticket. I'm getting in. I'm doing it. Right. So when he got in the ring, he's like super Italian. He's jacked, and he's like, "Hey, Summer Rae was there." Which, by the way, she does not look like the same human being who was on Total Divas in WWE. She just looks different. I for the whole
better
time.
Or worse?
What do you mean? Good, better, or worse?
Better.
Oh wow.
Better.
Okay.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of her on Total Divas. I didn't think she was attractive.
Really?
I was the whole time I was telling people, I'm like, I don't think that's really Summer Rae. All right. I'm not trying to be mean, but I think she got some stuff done.
Oh, okay.
All right. I don't have the, yeah. She looked good though. Super, super, super skinny. Like she barely could fit in her jeans. Like they were falling off her butt. She kept pulling her pants up the whole time.
Oh wow.
I'll tell you what, Mercedes Mendez, she still looks amazing. Hot as hell. She's the champion of PPW right now. The women's division. Yeah, she's doing great. TJ Perkins was there, and James Ellsworth showed up last night, and I booed him out of the building. For those who don't know, and I don't care, listen, I'll never. If I seen James Ellsworth, I'm like, listen, dude, you sent your dick to a 13-year-old girl on social media. He sent a dick pic to a 13-year-old, and clearly knew she was 13.
Yeah,
and people are still booking him. So when he got his whole shtick in wrestling is he hates women. So when he got in the ring, he's like, these women can't wrestle. I'm like, especially if they're 13. Like, I didn't care. I was yelling stuff out.
You were unfiltered that whole time.
And Dave was like, what the fuck, dude? Right? Like, I don't care.
Speaking of unfiltered,
so
Water Gap wheat is an unfiltered ale.
Yeah. So he got beat up by the two girls and thrown out of the ring. And I was like, they should have spent their money on something better. Like, and I was just like, no. Hey, goodbye. Like, get him out of here. That's all he did. He showed up. He probably took a really big paycheck from other people and did nothing. Fuck him. I don't like him. So anyway,
that is a bunch of bullshit.
And Enzo is going to be there, and Enzo also got accused of some stuff, but he was proven innocent. Maybe James Ellsworth did too, and I'm just misinformed. Who knows? But
so nobody liked him even in
WWE.
Nobody did.
James Ellsworth?
Yeah,
I thought he was funny.
I didn't like him.
Yeah. So
he's
anyway,
like
the Goomba guys get in the ring and they're like, "Hey, where's Summer Rae? She looks good." And I went, "How you doing? How you doing?" Like, and then it's on their can. How you doing? That's funny. They thought I was probably a super fan. That's awesome.
Well, you are now.
Yeah, I am a super fan. This is great between beers.
It is. That's
so where are we at now? This is the
Water Gap, as Tony Sr. said, Water Gap wheat unfiltered. An unfiltered ale. Oh boy.
All right, the unfiltered ale. None of my friends checked this in. Actually, no, 7 of my friends did. I lied. I didn't check it in. 10K check-ins. 10,000 people have tried this beer, which is fucking awesome for them.
Wow.
4.5 ABV, so it's on the lighter side. A small IBU, so this is probably up here.
I don't like it.
Really?
Not at all. I'll check it in, but I'm not going to rate it.
There's certain ones that like kind of like certain beers kind of like bleed in. And, like I feel like this is one of those beers that like kind of bleeds in.
This
each
to
other,
me
right?
feel it almost
This-
has the flavor of a domestic beer.
Yeah.
Super light.
It's super light,
So it says light, smooth, lemony, clean, sweet.
definitely
No, I don't get
lemony.
no sweet.
Slightly
Definitely
lemony.
lemony.
I definitely smell the lemon.
It's almost like they wanted to make some type
It's a
of
super-
summer beer.
So I'm not trying to sound sexist. It's a chick beer. Like if you're a chick and you like, I only drink Michelob Ultra, or I only drink Blue Moon, this would be a good beer for you.
Yeah, that's
It's really, really.
It's,
Now, once again, this is a 15 IBU, so it's very, very low on the IBU. It's very low on the alcohol percentage. I like mine a lot higher.
Mhm.
I like the hoppy. So
you
to
can leave
me,
that open.
so for me, this is a very watered down, like a watery down, like, and I'm not saying that it's a bad thing that it's like, but it's a very light
It's a
beer.
light beer.
So if you're not a very big hoppy person, if you really want a beer that's not super high and you want a beer that's going to get you by, and maybe you're new to the scene, I would recommend this beer for you. It's very light. It's a good introduction. It's super low on the hoppy scale. It's super low on the alcohol scale. Not super low, but it's lower on the alcohol scale. This is a good transition between domestic and craft.
To me, that almost it was too much domestic.
Yeah.
I didn't get any
Here's-
of that lemony flavor. I didn't get any of that.
I gave it a 2.25, and I didn't rate it very high. It's not bad, but in correlation, when you look at the 9 other beers we tried today, Appalachian Brewing Company has a sweet tone to their beer,
We
Absolutely.
probably,
which is not a bad thing.
But realistically, we probably should have started with that.
Yes, because it was, as far as flavor goes, that was the letdown
Yes.
of these 10
Absolutely,
beers.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other beers are much more flavorful.
Yep.
And this one was just kind of like a
bland.
watered down lemony flavored beer.
Yeah.
A watered down shandy is what it
Okay.
came to me across to me.
You know what? Now that you mention it, oh, absolutely.
But the other ones had a lot of flavor to them. If we would have started with this one, it would have been like, all right, that's not bad. I probably would have rated
Gold
maybe
doubloons.
another quarter point higher.
Gold doubloons.
But because it was last and we had all these other flavors, the maple was
That was
you
very
were
overpowering.
you were drinking maple. This one just kind of let down a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm going to line them up real quick. So out of all of them, what would be your favorite?
Okay, I would definitely go with the ginger beer, just because I'm very partial, biased to the ginger flavor overall.
Argyle was really good.
I just like different stuff.
Now coming into this, I said the Argyle sweater and the Gravity Falls,
Mhm.
and I still agree with those. I very much enjoyed those two. Gravity Falls has a little bit more of a flavor content than it did when I first tried it.
Mhm.
So I would definitely.
For me, Out of Focus, the double IPA. That would be my if someone said, hey, I like this and like. So here's the thing. Now if someone came up to me and said, I'm not a big craft beer drinker, I'm going to Appalachian, what would I try? I would send them right to the Water Gap Wheat. If you're brand new, it's very light, you'd have a good time. If you like the darker beer, I'd send you to the Trailblaze. If you really like your hoppy, strong, you want to get a punch in the mouth type beer, I'm giving you the Out of Focus. If you do like the punch in the mouth beer and you want to kind of take it easy and just have a good all day beer, have a nice meal and enjoy your meal, I'm going to send you to the Argyle Sweater or Gravity Falls.
I even think you could even put that Arrowhead Bach in there.
Yeah, or even the Mountain
Yeah.
Lager.
I like the Arrowhead
my
Bach,
favorite-
too.
My favorite was the Bach.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed
My
that.
favorite was the Bach, and my second favorite was actually the double IPA.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
The lager's really good too. I like the lager
That
a
was
lot.
a nice. That caught me off guard with the sweetness.
Definitely these two are my
The
favorite.
Bach
Like
and the
when you
ginger.
mentioned the Bach,
Yeah.
I like the Bach just because like when I was in State College, they used to have like the Yingling Bach, and they even had like little charms then too, like way back in the day then
Yep.
too, like it was a promotional thing.
I would like to see what they do with a stout. I know a lot of
Oh.
breweries don't
I
bottle
believe
or
they
can
did
a
have
stout.
They did.
They
have
normally
some
keep those for
on
draft only.
Yeah.
I'd
Mhm.
like to see what they do with a stout. I mean, nine out of these 10 beers I would drink again and again and again.
Mhm.
The last one we had, the wheat ale, was just one of those.
I would drink 6 again. I wouldn't touch a Trailblazer to ginger.
And the ginger, I'd have one. I'd have that would be like
I'm
one,
all-
maybe two.
I'm not a big ginger guy, and all dark beers have that coffee taste. So those two are out for me.
Right.
For
But
how-
the wheat ale, the unfiltered ale there, I probably would not order that if I go down to, if I'm in the Harrisburg area and I stop in. But the others, I
Let
would.
me pull this up real quick.
for how I was so excited to try that ginger beer.
Yeah.
To me, that was a letdown.
A little
I
bit.
was expecting it to have a little more of a sweeter flavor to it, considering the trend we were on with it.
Right.
But now I was excited to try that Arrowhead Bach,
Mm-hmm.
and that really made me excited to try it again.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So I was really, really pumped for that one.
All right, so here's what we got. We got Appalachian Trail in Gettysburg.
Mhm.
We got them in Mechanicsburg, Lidditz,
Oh, wow.
Lititz. I like that. I like to say.
Lidditz.
Gettysburg. Did I say Gettysburg?
Mm-hmm.
I think they have 2 in Gettysburg. Yeah, they do.
Harrisburg.
They have Gettysburg, and that's the gateway, and then they have one in Gettysburg that is the battlefield Gettysburg. So they have one in the battlefield and they have one at the gateway, and then they also have one in Harrisburg.
Harrisburg is right down the street on Cameron Street, right down from the farm show.
Yes, so it's on
wow.
50
Very
North
easy to get to.
50 North Cameron Street, Harrisburg. So another cool thing. Were you there during the fire expo?
Yeah, I went right after the fire.
Yeah. So if you're going to Harrisburg for the convention center where the fire expo is, or if you're there for anything, the farm show.
Farm show, yeah.
I know the Bushcraft, I believe, has their own expo now.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
It's right down the street. So go check out Appalachian Brewing Company. It's located in historic downtown building. They're proud to be the first brewery in Pennsylvania state capital since 1951. ABC serves fresh, innovative cuisine matched with our tremendous handcraft ales and lagers.
Mhm.
So
The food's good.
you can check them out at www.abcbrew.com. Their Facebook pages, like I said, they have one in those locations. Check them out. They're doing big things. So that the Harrisburg page, I guess the Harrisburg is their first location. 13K people followed on Facebook. The Battlefield has 3.4K. The other Gettysburg has 2.3. So I would say that's maybe their newest one. All the reviews on Facebook for their customers are all above 4. So they're perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, so check them out, man. There's a lot of cool stuff going on there. They do good beers. They have amazing food. Go check out Appalachian. And thank you, Scotty, so much for coming in, hanging out, and bringing us some
Appreciate
fun
the beer.
beers.
Always a good time, man.
Absolutely.
Hey, you done good, buddy. You
Always
done
good
good.
time. Always good time.
Me and Scott were outside earlier, and we were racing to cut the grass so we can come in here and do this.
I think I won that race. I did 2 yards in 45 minutes.
Yeah, he did 2 lawns. I did my little soul patches out there. But I had to hand pull weeds because I had to control. I don't have a weed whacker.
Like, oh, man.
Yeah. I have a rabbit hole in the yard too. I think there's a rabbit that made a
with
hole.
baby bunnies.
Dude, I was terrified. I cut the grass over it and I went really, really fast because if a baby bunny come up and I chopped its head off, I would have canceled this show immediately. I'd have looked at Scott like, it's not happening. Bring the beers anyway because I'm gonna need them, but we're not going on. But thank you guys.
God.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Go check out Appalachian Brewing Company. Check out Goomba's Barbecue Salsa on their page. Everything is in the link in the description below. Check out Appalachian on Facebook or the page we said earlier. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was a blast. Once again, thank you, Sharpie, for providing us some good beers.
Absolutely.
Ben just brought more beers, which is great because the fridge is already full. Pretty soon, our goal is we're going to clear out this back porch, and underneath the back porch, we're going to take everything to the dump, get everything out, and we're going to
put another fridge.
We're going to put a fridge in the back, and that's
Just
going to
for
be
beer.
the beer fridge. Yeah, the beer fridge.
I'll be your dump hauler.
A JFB just for beer.
Yeah, so all right. So that'll be just the beer fridge, and if Heidi tries to put food in it, I'm throwing it in the yard.
There you go.
All right.
No, don't throw it in the yard. Throw it in my garage.
And-
I'll find it quicker.
All right.
Future shows, it's going to be imprint stuff. So
Yeah,
you
Ben.
guys are going to be
Ben,
excited.
show off what you got.
Oh boy.
I'll let you
Wow.
do it. We're still pretty early here. It's only a minute
Pretty cool.
24, an hour 24 in.
While Ben's showing, I'm gonna eat more Goombas.
You're going right to the
Absolutely.
hot. That's crazy. For me, I'm never a hot guy, and I went to the hot every time. There's one more can in there. Show him the other one.
Oh boy.
Flat. I'm gonna be honest with you, Ben. Flatline tried to steal that can.
Really? They were like
Yep.
yo.
They wanted to crack that open and drink it during their episode. So Imprint makes these giant grenades. This is the brewed canned in Hatfield, PA. This is the double cherry sour IPA.
Wow.
They make some good stuff too, so it's like you're not
That
getting
just sounds
shortchanged.
delicious.
This is the dipped in ink. This is a chocolate strawberry Imperial Stout. To me, that's gonna taste like coffee.
But that,
So-
I think they're really gonna knock that out of the park.
And this is the one with Pac-Man on it, right?
That's Level Up, and that's the one with Meyer Lemon. Oh wait,
I thought it had Pac-Man on it. This is the
Meyer Lemon.
Meyer Lemon
Lavender,
Vanilla Lavender.
and vanilla. Yeah.
They
So-
actually sound very delicious.
So there's, dude, we have. If you've seen our fridge, it's
He
out
will.
of control.
He will.
We have bottles in there that were aging for a while. Like we have we just trying.
We
we're
have
trying
an
to,
18%er.
We're trying to get rid of the cans and then do a bottle episode, but it's taken forever. And we do one every Sunday. Like maybe one day we'll like not go out on a Saturday and
if
drink.
we're a little bit early,
Heidi
up
can't
to
wait.
you. Up to you. May we break out not a big can, but a small can
Right now,
right now?
it's up to you guys.
Oh,
Well, look at me. I'm always game.
Which one are you gonna do? I may veto this.
I'm gonna look quick.
What we should do is we should do one of the cake stand cans.
Yeah.
They gave us a free can.
Okay, fair enough.
So the cake stand in Monte City, I didn't put them in the description, but it is in past videos. Grab the one with the faces on it. Looks like Mount Rushmore.
Oh, I found that can.
Yep.
Before I came over tonight,
Because
my
we
fridge
have
probably
one that
almost
was an
looking like
extra
this.
powder. The who farted one. That's the triple dry hop.
No, we'll do the one with the cake stand. Hook this up with.
Do a stout.
That's what this is.
Oh, okay. We haven't done a stout.
Leon Russian Imperial Stout.
All right, so this was donated to us to the show from the guys at the cake stand. I actually hooked Brett up with the blueberry and the banana beer, and he hooked me up with this Leon Russian Imperial Stout. This is made by you give it a shot. Is it Nesquik? Not Nesquik.
Neshaminy.
Neshaminy.
Neshaminy Creek.
Neshaminy. I'm not sure where they're out of.
They're
Maybe
out
Oh,
of,
the one girl from the Retro Ball. She actually works there.
Really?
Croydon, Croydon, PA.
I
down-
forget what her name is, but she was the one.
Croydon,
Yeah.
PA is down
Oh
south.
shit! You guys hammered these chips like nobody's business.
We got
That's
more.
good stuff.
Yeah. All right. Good. I was
That's
say
really
we have
good
to keep this salsa because we need it for a couple of more episodes.
Good luck with that.
Then you better take it away from us.
So this is all right. So this is what says in the can. They say great beers come from the great stories, and Leon is no different. Leon is a big beer brewed with malt, backbone of biscuit, toasted bread crumbs, and roasted toffee notes, softened by a campfire marshmallows, graham crackers, and chocolate. With a big beer that comes from the even bigger heart. A gentle soul, a reminder that there are things in life more important than beer. So this is, I guess, going to be like a chocolate roasted marshmallow toffee beer.
It's gonna be nuts.
I hear coffee.
Yeah. So me too. So this is I don't get a coffee smell, but all right. So normally when we do these stouts, I would have them like every beer when we do this. If we go live at 2:00, we pull the beers out at 1:30. We let them a half hour get not to room temperature. They're not fresh out of the fridge cold.
They're sweating it out.
They sweat a little
Yeah.
bit. They get a lot more of the flavor profile out. This is straight out of the fridge. We didn't let it sit, so it is super, super cold. But so maybe some of the flavor profile didn't come out yet, but I don't get any coffee smell right off the bat.
Whoa.
I am still going to go light with my
Super
pour.
quick.
You're going light?
Going very light with my pour.
Then again, the last Hudson Valley that was released, the dark one, that one caught me off guard. I thought for sure it was going to be a super hoppy beer, and it turned out to be
Can I get the name on that one
Very
more time,
good.
quick?
Leon Russian Imperial.
Leon
Oh.
Russian Imperial Stout from
All right, so this is an 11.6 AB 88 IBU. So this may be pretty higher in the IBU for you. It is a stout.
In the middle here.
We had 4 check-ins. Every check-in gave it a 4.06. The average check-in is 3.9. So it is right on the cuff of a 4%, an average for a beer. Brett from the Cake Stand says, I love the pour. It comes out like motor oil, the taste of dark chocolate, and the aftertaste of sporting a hint of marshmallow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Spot on.
Yes.
My first drink, as you were reading that, I was like, yeah, Brett hit it spot on.
Yeah.
I don't taste coffee at all. Chocolate, yeah.
I get coffee.
I get chocolate.
You're missing it.
I wish I did. To me, it literally just tastes like coffee.
No.
Dude, I'm broken.
Yeah, no.
Ooh.
Hey, for me to say it's good.
Dude, I'm bummed. I wish I enjoyed these beers more.
Right? Take a scoop of hot sauce.
I did,
That's
right
a
before
nice
we did
little,
this.
like, that was a nice chocolate to it.
I don't get chocolate, dude.
it's just like a nice chocolate.
I won't
It's
say
like
full chocolate. I'll say mocha. Mocha to me
You
is
know
not
what?
quite
Yeah.
quite chocolate, but
when
not
you
quite
guys tag this
coffee.
beer, if you wouldn't mind tagging the Cake Stand, that's where we got it. So it's this purchase location Cake Stand. Just type in the Cake Stand Monty City, and then in the comments, if you just want to say thanks, Brett.
I'll give that a 3.75. That's a good beer.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm not gonna rate it because my mouth is broken. Any dark beer, man, I drink it and I just taste like coffee to me. I'm bummed. I wish I didn't have that. It's just something that I'm plagued with. But yeah, everyone else enjoyed it. They gave it a great review. Brett gave it a 4.5. So it's almost a perfect beer for him. So that's awesome. And once again, thank you so much. He actually gave us a plug. We gave him the blueberry, the beer that won Brewfest, because it's the first year he actually had to miss it. And then we hooked him up with the banana beer. God damn it, Teddy.
Yeah.
that's my buddy. I told him about it.
What?
My buddy that I stayed over, he's like, the code word is God damn it, Teddy. Like he knows. That's like our code word that I know he's watching.
Is that your safe word?
No, not the safe word.
Oh, okay.
That's wrong.
He's like he just knows is like God, because it's his dad. It's like God damn it, Teddy. Like
Thank you so much, man, for tuning in. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe button, but thank you guys. You're a buddy of Ben's, you're a buddy of mine, and thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. I appreciate it. Enjoying the podcast. So that's gonna do it. I'm gonna take my last sip of this chocolate marshmallow.
I gotta say that was a good beer. That's a very good beginner.
I like that.
Beginner or end beer.
That's a lot smoother Russian Imperial Stout that we had ever, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that worked out.
I gotta clean that out real quick.
Take these salsas away so we don't.
Yeah, you're not
Hammer
gonna
them
have
off.
them
I'll
Yeah.
eat that whole fucking jar.
Dude,
Well,
you can't really see this on camera, but we crushed this hot dog.
Have empty.
Yeah,
we
it's
hammered it.
about a quarter of it gone. But yeah, if that's not enough there, man, the Goombas, you did a great job. Thank you guys so much. Scott, once again, thank you so much for bringing us the beers.
Absolutely.
Cake Stand in Monty City, go check those guys out. Trying to think of anyone else to plug today.
There's more left.
Next episode is gonna be a stout episode.
No, it's not. Griffin, the Griffin House in Pottsville. Check out that place. I was just there Friday. Awesome beers. Not right away. It's still only 1:00, so it gives me time to woosah a little bit.
It's actually
Woosah.
Two.
Huh?
It's actually two.
1:53. It's about to be 2. Gives me a little bit to woosah. I'm actually heading right after around 4:00. I'm heading over to Hot Rod and Denny's and Hot Rod Bar and Grill. 2 of the bands that are going to be showcased on Skooksock this year will be playing Look Alive and Apollo 88. And then they're going to be headlined by Flatline. And then there's a guy, Brother John. Never seen him. I'm really excited to see it, but it's a really cool show happening at Hot Rod. I'll be heading over there, and then immediately leaving there, we're going to go to the Farlow's residence, so the Blackmans, and watch Stomping Grounds tonight. So it's going to be...
chomping something.
You have the network, right?
Yeah.
You can watch it
Oh,
later.
I may watch it
Yeah.
later tonight or tomorrow afternoon.
So if you guys are interested and you want to hang out with us and come talk to us, we're going to be at Denny's Hot Rod and Grill for 4:00 to see the bands. And then we'll talk to you later. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. A fun episode, Bangin Beers Podcast. We are out.
Take care.